L is for the way.
At PetFix Club, we want to make owning a pet the best it can possibly be for you and the one you love. Enjoy personalised online pet care at petfix-club.com. Start your free trial today. Love your pet? Join the club.
Hi and welcome to this IGTV session. I'm here as Pete Wedderburn, known as Pete the Vet, and I'm talking to you now as a representative of PetFix. And PetFix is the new website that I set up with a few other people, and we set it up to be an exclusive resource with really good quality online information. Our aim is to help everybody everywhere get good quality veterinary information anytime when they need it. You can trust our information, and that's what we're all about. We have PetFix Shop as well, and PetFix Shop is petfix-shop.ie. You can buy, again, highly recommended toys, food, accessories, anything you want for your pet. You can buy it at PetFix Shop at good prices as well, and extra special prices for members of PetFix Club. So you basically pay us €7 a month. You get unlimited veterinary advice, and as well as that, you get special discounts in our shop. What's not to like? Anyway, listen, today we're talking about Dogfriendly Ireland, Dogfriendly Dublin, and I'm delighted to be joined by Raphael from PetFriendly Dublin.
Hello, Raphael. How are you doing?
Hey, how's it going? You're good?
Good to see you. Good to see you. I'm Pete. How do you do?
Hey, I'm Raphael. You can call me Rafa, so there's no much problem with that. But yeah, everything's going fine here. Yeah, all good. Good talking to you.
Did I pronounce your name correctly? Raphael, is that it?
Yeah, that's 100%. Yeah, that's correct.
Got it. Well, good to see you here. And where are you sitting? Which part of Dublin are you in?
So we're living in Drumcondra. So
All
we're
right.
close to the train station. So we have our locals here, and it's a great place to live. Yeah.
Very good. And listen, you basically, I'm talking to you tonight because I want to know all about what you're up to, because it sounds really, really exciting to me. And basically, you set up, your company is called Pet-Friendly Dublin, is that right?
Correct, yeah.
And when did you set it up?
Yeah, so we started it back in March 2020. And then the idea was to find the pet-friendly places around Dublin, because we have 2 dogs. And then we loved the idea that we could go outside with our dogs, with restaurants and bars, because where we used to live, that's not a common thing. And then we started searching for it, and we kind of find out that it was not too easy to find dog-friendly places around.
Yes.
So
where do you used to live, Raphael?
We used to live in Brazil.
In Brazil, right.
Yeah.
And is it very easy to go to places with your dog in Brazil?
Not in my city, to be pretty honest. So when we came here and we had the opportunity to do that, we kind of was like, we have to do this. So it's going to be amazing. We can actually go out with our dogs every time we were going out. So we kind of saw, not exactly an opportunity, but it was going to be a new experience for us, because we treat our dogs as our own kids. And then there is no
your wife Carol's running the show with you, is she? The 2 of you are in it together.
I would say Carol runs 80% of the page, so she's working full time with this. But yeah, I'll give all the supports too. So together we kind of bond and do what all we have to do with the page. But actually, she's the one who actually started it. Because when we started COVID and all, so she was dismissed from work, and then she wants to kind of go deep on the list of find pet-friendly places, and then started the Instagram page, and then so I would say that's what was her initiative at the time.
And tell me about your own dogs. What sort of dogs do you have?
So I have 2 dogs.
Have you got them with you?
Pardon?
Have you got them with you?
Yeah.
Are they there? Can I see them?
I have one pretty close to me here. Mona, come here. Come say hi. Yeah, it's all messed up. She wasn't sleeping. Yeah, but I have one of them.
Oh, lovely. Gosh, she's adorable.
So
What's her name? What's her name?
This is Mona.
Mona, yeah.
So she is 6, and she's a mix of so many breeds. And then,
Yes.
so she was
She looks a
adopted.
bit like a pharaoh dog with those big, sticky out ears. Do you know the Egyptian pharaoh dog?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Also,
a bit
there's
like
a
that.
little bit on the heritage. There's a little bit of that. Pincher and some others. Yeah. And then she was adopted when she was pretty young.
Yes.
And then we also have Scoop that is not here now. We're somewhere. And
Yeah.
then, so he's a rescue. So he was.
What sort of dog is he?
Pardon?
What sort of dog is he? Your other one?
He's a mix again. So he's also
Yeah.
mixed. So so many breeds. And he was hit by a car in the front of Carol's mom, and then she adopted it after that. But yeah, so now they are both rescues and living their best life.
That's great. I think somebody said to me that Carol works with dogs as another job she does. What's the story there?
Yeah, so back in Brazil, Carol was a vet. So
Was
she
she
worked
a
as a
vet?
vet for, yeah. So she worked mainly in nutrition, but she did a little bit of everything, especially during the college.
Right.
And then when we moved to Dublin, we were experiencing new roles or what we could do about our lives. And then before she's just trying to go back to vet, she's kind of inspiring to see what else she can do.
Yes.
And then PetFriendly Dublin come as one of opportunities for her to keep working close with dogs.
And could you work as a vet in Ireland, or would she have to do some more exams?
Yeah, she had to do some exams to validate her diploma over here.
Right. Yeah.
But it's something that she could do. I think it's going to be 1 year or something on studies plus the exams. But yeah, she should have to do some validation before. But then she is just studying a few other possibilities before going back to actually acting as a vet.
Yeah. So tell me about Pet-Friendly Ireland, the website. Tell me what it's all about.
Yeah.
How does it work? What's the story?
Yeah, we started as PetFriendly Dublin because that's where we live. That's what we were looking for. But then we kind of grow fast as a community. Everybody was like engaged with us in the Instagram and then asking for more places for the whole island. So in spite of the name, we have some lists for the whole country. But the website is pretty easy to use. So we have a list for most of the pet-friendly places that we found so far. And you can search for neighborhood, for region. So if you're in Dublin, you can search for Smithfield or Dublin 7. And then you can also apply a few filters that you might be looking for. So I just looking for places where I can dine in, let's say, or where the place I'm sure I'll have some pet menu, so some sausages or chicken. So there's plenty of filters to use. And that's just one of the sections that's just for cafes, bars, and restaurants.
And do you literally go around and walk around the neighborhood checking out places, or how do you do it?
Yeah, so we are both, myself and Carol, we are extremely shy. I'm super nervous to be here right now, and then we are getting used to this. So what we do, we actually started talking by social media. So now it's a bit easier because we have so many people recommending places to us. So we know some places people that actually go there and make the try, say, hey, this place, they are pet friendly, talk to them. But in the beginning, we were just sending loads of messages. Hey, by any chance, you accept dogs in or to dine in or in your outside area? But then, so it was mostly from on social media. And then I think that makes our life easier because now we don't have to like be there and asking and the fear of the rejection on the door. And that also helps some other people. And to make even life easier, we also have those PetFriendly Dublin stickers. So
great.
There's many places in Dublin now where you can find these stickers and they are pet friendly. So you don't have kind of to ask, you just know they are. So it makes life easier.
Great thing to have. I mean, the history of this is interesting in that up until 2017, up until 4 years ago, you weren't allowed to have dogs. You weren't allowed to have animals in anywhere where there was food served. It was just, so that meant that technically most pubs and restaurants just couldn't, it was against the law to have dogs in. But 4 years ago, the Food Safety Authority of Ireland, they changed the rules and they removed that stipulation. What that means is that from then, it's animals still can't go where food is prepared. So if you've got like a kitchen, you can't have a dog kind of with his paws up on the counter looking at all the ham sandwiches that they're being made. You know, you can't obviously have a dog in the kitchen because that's just not seen as hygienic. But it's left entirely up to the proprietor as to whether you can have the dog in the rest of the premises. Because I mean, I've been to countries like France where you'll know that they'll have somebody having a meal in an expensive restaurant and they'll have their dog on their lap eating from the table. And, you know, that I've always looked at that with envy. But the thing is that can now happen in Ireland as long as the proprietor allows it to.
Yeah, and I have to say that, so it started in the end of 2017, so it's quite new. And so the evolution is being like super fast. So if you say how things were last year and this year, even with COVID, there is every day there is more people willing to accept dogs. I don't know if that's just to go with the flow and be like updated with what the other pubs are doing, what the other cafes are doing, but it's been more acceptable to bring dogs with you now with the places.
Well, I think especially as we're all eating outside much more now, and somehow it seems more natural to have, you know, if somebody's going to sit outside, it's very easy for them to have the dog beside them, whereas you kind of feel once you go indoors, it's a little bit different. And, you know, I kind of get that. But I think it's probably the thin end of the wedge. I think once people start to recognize that it's really, really easy to have dogs around the place, you know, dogs don't cause problems. I think it won't be long till they'll all be coming inside much more than they used to, which is great. And are there many restaurants, do you think, that would allow you to have your dog on your lap while you're having a meal? Do you think that would be many places like that?
I don't think there is a difference between they allow it in, but not on your lap. So as long as they allow you to be with your dog inside the place, I think you can do. If you are comfortable with your dog on your lap, I think you can do that. I don't think that's to you only. But yeah, definitely is something that would be really nice to start seeing more often. But I agree with you too. There is many dogs that, not even dogs, but dog owners that they think that their dogs are ready to go to cafes or restaurants, and they are too reactive or they bark a lot, and that's you kind of have to understand that your dog's not ready yet for an environment like that.
And do you give people advice on your website? Do you give people advice on about that kind of thing? Because I think it's really important. Is that what you do as well?
We are not professionals in dog training or behavior, but we do know some people that they know a lot about that. And then really often we do those partnerships where they give us some tips, and then we also have a blog in the website, so people are free to just go there and check. So there's a few tips on how to prepare your dog to take with you in a cafe or in a restaurant. What are the good things I have to do before going, and how are which are the trainings that is good to do beforehand. Go to places like this. So we definitely provide some tips, and then we are really open to if someone just want to give us a message and to know more about that. We are happy to help.
Yeah, yes. And what about dog-friendly hotels? Because that's another area where I know some people have gone to a hotel and they've been told, no, you can't bring your dog in, and they've had to leave their dog in the car or something, you know. Are there many hotels that will let you have your dog into the bedroom, or?
Yeah, so again, the more we search, the more we find places that are allowing dogs to be with you in the bedroom. Yeah, but it is I won't say tricky, but it's really important to understand what are the pet policies of the hotels. So on the website we have a listing for hotels too, and then we added the filters that we find that is the most important ones when bringing a dog in. So whether dogs allowed in the hotel, so in the bedroom, even in restaurants or the lobby or whatever the place they would have in the hotel. But then again, every time that you see a hotel, make sure to read their pet policy or call them, because we often find places that they say, hotels that they say they are dog friendly, but then they just have a kennel for your dog, so you actually cannot leave your dog on your kennel when you're sleeping. So that's, I mean, I wouldn't do that.
So you mean they basically have a kennel downstairs somewhere or something like that?
Exactly. So
basically, it's just like leaving your dog in the car, really, is it?
It's quite the same. I would say it's not different. So I would not call those places pet friendly or dog friendly. but yeah, they do have a pet policy, so it's really good to actually be sure on what you're doing. So even dog sizes, sometimes they can have a limit on that. So up to, I don't know, 20 kilos or something, or quantity.
Do they?
Yeah, there's some hotels that have a limit on.
I kind of understand why people might do that, but it's not very rational, because like there'd be some little dogs that can be complete handfuls, like barking all the time and jumping up and everything, and there'd be some lovely big, I don't know, like an Irish wolfhound who will just kind of mope into the place and be very, very easy and very, very chilled. It's not really
hard to tell which
not logical, is it?
Problematic one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we try to tackle all those possible issues on our website and with our filters too, even if there is a fee to pay. So there's all those little things that is good to have in mind before actually going. So do your list on the places you want to go, see what are the hotels nearby, and then make sure to have a call before booking.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And what about shops? What about dog-friendly shops? Because I know a lot of shops, they still have signs up saying no dogs allowed apart from guide dogs. Is that change? I know in the UK they've become much more dog-friendly in that way. Is that changing here as well, do you think?
I can't say if that's changing. We are starting to track shops not too long ago. And then we are going to create a section on the website specific for shops.
Yeah.
And then we know some places now on city center, for now mainly Dublin city center, that they allow dogs in, and they are actually quite requesting for us for the stickers, so people know they're welcome with the dogs. So we are really hoping that becomes more common, that you don't have to leave your dog home to actually go and do whatever you have to do in city center.
Or what people often do is they'll tie the dog up outside the shop.
Don't do that. Yeah.
I know. It's a disaster. And then they come out and somebody's taken their dog, you know? Yeah. But that's what people do. If they can't, not allowed to take their dog in, you know, that's what they're tempted to do. And tell me, it's really interesting to me that you've been so focused on this for the last year. So do you have like particular dog-friendly spots that you really, really love?
So it's much easier for our locals because it's a short walk to go to those places. So as I told you, I live in Drumcondra, and there is the Duck, which has a cafe in Dublin 3. I think it's 15 minutes walk from home.
Yeah.
So it's a really nice place. Their staff is just amazing. And then we do our daily walk out to the way there. We sit, have a coffee, come back. So this is one of our favorite spots. Who follows the page might know that because we are often there. But then there's some other fantastic place of Brew Dog. It's a gigantic bar/restaurant that is welcoming dogs since forever, since when it was possible. There's loads of them, but our locals would be more the Duck itself. But yeah, I think
it's interesting that like something like 40% of households in Ireland have dogs. So a lot of people do have dogs, and so I think more and more businesses are realizing actually that's a big market if we can attract those people. But here's the other thing: it actually becomes very social. Like one of the great things about dogs is that they're social enablers. Like so, you know, if you're just out for a walk by yourself, it's quite difficult to talk to a stranger. But if you've both got dogs, then it's kind of hard not to talk to each other because, you know, I don't know what it is about that, but dogs just make it really easy to, you know, because we admire each other's dogs, and our dogs sniff each other and they say hello to each other. And it's very, very natural. And I just love that Ireland is getting more that way, where dogs are included more. And I have you ever visited a dog-friendly office?
I never, where I work, you are not allowed. So I work at EY, and then you have the main building, the Y that we cannot go. But there is the other offices like we work that you can take your dog in. I think at the iconic offices, you also can take your dog in. So I know you.
I think Google as well have a very dog-friendly attitude.
So again, you have to know which dog do you have. But then that's just would be just perfect if you can actually bring your dog, stay with you the whole day there, have your breaks.
Yeah.
I think that elevates the both life quality from you and your dog. So I just see advantages on that. But there's another issue with that, is if you have the offices that allows you to bring your dog with you, we are still challenging. We are still have a challenge on how to commute with your dog. So we are trying to work with the Dublin
The
bus.
dogs allowed on the Dart and the Lewis and the bus. Are they allowed on them or not?
Yeah, so recently, I think a month ago, we did a blog on that. So we did a really deep research on that. So in a summary, everything depends on the staff. So it's on the staff discretion. But Dart, you can go on. It's really hard for them to say you cannot go on Dart. On Lewis, it always depends on the size of your dog, if they are too noisy or not. But then you kind of can go to. We had some people saying they took even goldies at Lewis, so you kind of can do that. Now Dublin Buzz is the one that is pretty hard. So often we just hear that people with really small dogs that can actually go take the bus.
Yes.
But yeah, well, let's see if we can change this in the next months or years.
I've known a few dogs that actually go on the Dart by themselves. I don't remember the details now, but there was a dog that used to get on the Dart every morning in Bray and go to Dorky and get off every day. And then somebody put it on the Dart and sent it back to Bray again. But anyway, yeah, that's. And the other thing is, oh yeah, I was going to say, I've been to the European headquarters of Purina, the pet food company, and at Purina, the European headquarters, which are near Gatwick Airport, they have a completely dog-friendly office, and it works so well. So every desk has got a dog's bed under it, so that, you know, when you sit down at your desk, your dog gets into their bed, and they have a special place just outside the main door. They have a small enclosed garden, which is a dog-friendly garden, so you can take your dog out there, and you can let your dog off the leash, and it can wander around outside. But they basically have said, how can we make what can we do to make our office the perfect place for dogs? And that's what they've done, and it really is fabulous. And there's one thing I would say that I think I have to add to this conversation. It's all this dog-friendly stuff is fabulous, but for one small catch, and it's quite a big catch for some people, and that is, there are people who are either highly allergic to dogs or very, very frightened of dogs. And so it's all very well for us dog lovers to say, yeah, let's have dogs everywhere, let's welcome them in. Hey, everybody, dogs, dogs, dogs. But that's not good for people who are frightened of or very allergic to dogs. So I think, whilst being all enthusiastic about being dog friendly, we also have to say, yeah, but we've got to keep bits of the world which are dog free, so that if somebody is frightened of dogs or allergic to dogs, they can go somewhere where they can feel really, really comfortable. And that's kind of the one little tweak I think that we need to do really as well.
Yeah, I believe that's just one more option. As I don't know how it was here before in Ireland, but in Brazil, you could smoke inside places before. Yeah. And now slowly it was like an option. There is places that you can smoke inside, there's places you cannot smoke inside. And then the idea would be the same with the dogs. So there is places that allow you to have dogs, and places does not. And then you choose where you want to go. And I know the comparison is not the best, but just to say that, so there is room for everybody. And then
I think you're right. That's the answer. Now listen, there's something very exciting happening on Friday. So you tell me what's happening this coming Friday, the day after tomorrow.
Yeah. So for us, it's the most important day of the year. That is the Dogfriendly Ireland Day. So that's to celebrate that now that Ireland can allow us to have dogs on cafes and places. So together with Dogs Trust, we are doing a celebration for this day. So what we are doing, I separated it here. So we are spreading a few balloons of Dogs Trust balloons on the some partners, cafes, bars, restaurants, and also look for those banners. So we have some banners that are going to be around. And then what that means, so the idea is to spread the awareness of why it's important to have Ireland a little bit more dog friendly, and that is a little bit on. So if you go on even our website or Dogs Trust website, you can know a bit more on all the benefits. But that's good for both humans and dogs. So the quality of life that dogs would have and humans would be better. And then even would support people willing to have more dogs, or even going out more with them. So that would support even Dogs Trust and supporting donating dogs and things like that, rehoming dogs. But yeah, so the celebration would be roughly, we are talking to many pet-friendly cafes and restaurants here so we are doing first Dublin and Bray for this year, because it's a little bit more on our range. And then you have those material, those balloons, their entrances, and supporting spreading the awareness of that. And they will, let me just be sure I'm talking about everything. So depending on the cafe or the restaurant, they will be giving a donation. So be sure to go to those places on Friday that are supporting the project. Because they will give a percentage of the profits for Dogs Trust. So, or they ought to be doing some other kind of I say to explore, to understand how to go out with your dog a little bit more, and at the same time support a charity, so a rescue organization.
Yes.
So that's one, going to outside in cafes. And another thing that we are doing to raise some money to Dogs Trust. So we are doing a raffle. So now I think we have more than 20, 30 different products or even vouchers for some cafes. And then I would say thank you too, because I know you also supported to the raffle.
Yeah.
It's a really have so many great prizes. And then PetFix is one of those for 1 year membership and plus field.
Right. That's right.
So
to find out, people go to your website. Is that where they go?
They can go to the website, to our Instagram too, to our Instagram account. We have so on Instagram we have everything updated live, and then on the website we also have all the information there. But then I think specifically for Dogfriendly Day will be live tomorrow on our blog, something like that.
Very good. So just to be really clear, that's petfriendlydublin.ie.
Perfect. Yeah, that's it.
Great stuff. Great. Well, listen, Raphael, it's been really interesting talking to you. I'm delighted that you're here and doing this stuff. I mean, Ireland needs more dog-friendly activities, and people like you are going to go a long way towards encouraging them and, you know, making a movement that we can all support.
Oh, that's fantastic. No, thank you. Thank you very much.
And I look forward to meeting your. Oh, one more thing. If somebody finds a place that's really, really good with dogs, what should they do? Can they pass the information on to you, or what should they do?
So if you know, because if you go to our website, we have both places and so if you find a place that is super welcoming with dogs, please message us or send us an email, talk to us in the website. There's multiple ways to contact us. We would be delighted to talk to the owners, and then consequently add them on our website and make sure everybody in the community knows about this place too.
Great. Well, here at PetFix, we're delighted to support you because everything about pets, that's what we're about. And dog friendly is really a big deal, and it's fantastic. What about cats? Do you like cats?
Yeah, I am 80% dog person.
Yeah.
When we're going to start the page, like we're going to go dog friendly or pet friendly, and then let's do pet friendly because we are up to all the pets, and then my brother, he have 3 cats, I guess, and then that make me love cats a bit more than before.
Yeah.
And that's how it goes so for the future. But we know some places that they even prefer cats other than the dogs in their places. I mean, you see more often cats there just because it's one point of the city or something. And that's amazing. You know, there's those harness for cats, and then you can walk around with them. So I think that's brilliant. You can go with cats too outside. I know it's a bit harder, but I think that's brilliant.
I think with cats, even more than with dogs, it depends very much on the individual. And there are some cats that, I guess, they're socialized a lot when they're very young, and they get used to an awful lot of handling, an awful lot of human contact, and they're also a calm temperament, and that can work really well. But I also know that there's lots of cats where the last thing they want to do is to be taken out and to go to cafes and pubs and things. It's just not what they want at all. So it's very much an individual thing. But listen, just to anyone watching, if you are a dog-friendly cafe or bar or restaurant or hotel and you're not listed in petfriendlydublin.ie, you can go to the website yourself and you can click on join our website to register your business. So everybody out there who's got a dog-friendly business, that's what you should be doing, okay? Raphael, thanks so much for that. Our half hour is up and I've really enjoyed chatting to you, and we've had a good number of enthusiastic comments and waves from people. So, you know, the force is with you and may you be successful.
No, thank you for inviting me. That was great.
Okay, thanks a lot. And we're going to do a blog on this tomorrow. So this is going to be online tomorrow. If people want to watch it again, you can go and watch it there. And thanks everybody for joining us, and we'll see you all next week. Thank you. Good night. Woof woof.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
L is for the way.
At PetFix Club, we want to make owning a pet the best it can possibly be for you and the one you love. Enjoy personalised online pet care at petfix-club.com. Start your free trial today. Love your pet? Join the club.